We're starting off with WWE, and for months, fans have speculated on whether The Rock will appear at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, with a recent report suggesting that won't be the case. That report stated that WWE's creative team are moving forward without the final boss involved, but a new update suggests that The Rock might still have a surprise in store. Ringside News reports that The Rock has been dropping hints about his WrestleMania plans, even telling a reporter during promotional work for Moana 2, "I hope to see you in Vegas." That statement certainly suggests The Rock's involvement with the show and contradicts earlier reports that WWE was going ahead without him due to his busy schedule. WWE has reportedly been uncertain about his availability, and Dave Meltzer previously reported that The Rock had even told WWE that he would not be available for the show. The Rock fired back on Instagram, telling fans to not believe that, and speculation only grew following his appearance at WWE Bad Blood this past October. WWE sources note that his appearance was only confirmed days earlier and was not done to kick off a storyline, but instead it was a standalone moment to energize the fan base. Sources told Fightful that creative plans for WrestleMania 41 are moving forward under the assumption that The Rock won't be there, but added that anything is possible. Another intriguing layer to all this is that The Rock and Cody Rhodes reportedly filmed something together during the Moana premiere, though the purpose of this footage remains unclear. Fans have been speculating on the footage being related to WWE, and during an interview, Rock even referred to Rhodes, Rollins, and Nick Khan as his WWE family. While WWE creative might be moving on without him, the door is being left wide open for a possible WrestleMania storyline, and The Rock has big plans of his own brewing. With his cryptic comments, fans shouldn't count him out of WrestleMania 41 just yet, as he has a history of shaking things up, just like he did earlier this year with his return and heel turn. What's your take on The Rock's cryptic Vegas comment? Do you think he's teasing a WrestleMania appearance, or is it just wishful thinking? Share your thoughts in the comments. We have some breaking news now, as Ryan Nemeth has publicly revealed a shocking account of his time in AEW, accusing the company of abuse, harassment, and mishandling backstage disputes involving CM Punk. According to Fightful Select, Nemeth submitted a formal complaint to AEW executives on September 12th, outlining his allegations in a detailed timeline backed by emails, text messages, and call logs. His claims shed light on what he describes as a deeply troubling experience within the organization. Nemeth's troubles reportedly began in April 2023 when he voiced concerns to then AEW legal representative Megha Parekh about feeling targeted by CM Punk. These concerns escalated in June when Punk allegedly threatened him during a locker room confrontation. Punk was reportedly mad at Nemeth for calling him the softest man alive on Twitter. This was in response to Punk's debut Collision promo, in which he labeled AEW favorites as soft, which was interpreted as a dig at the Elite. As such, Punk confronted Nemeth, and tensions got heated on the night. Although Nemeth says he received support from figures such as Parekh, Jon Moxley, and the Young Bucks, he feels AEW's response to the situation was inadequate. Fightful reported that Punk confronted Nemeth over the tweet when he attended the June 21st episode of AEW Dynamite. Punk reportedly got right up in Nemeth's face and asked him if he had a problem with him, noting that his tweet inflamed the tensions between Punk and the Elite. Punk reportedly asked if they had to take it outside, but the exchange didn't turn physical. Both wrestlers did indeed have a tense conversation that began in the locker room and saw them move into the hallway, with Punk reportedly telling Nemeth that his counterfeit Bucks line was all a work to get heat on himself following the infamous Brawl Out situation. Punk also retorted by explaining that the timing of the tweet was bad and subsequently told Nemeth not to react to these issues on social media. The pair reportedly shook hands afterward, but the tension was still in the air. Following the incident, Nemeth alleges that he was kept off AEW programming for 2 months, a period during which Moxley reportedly expressed discomfort with how the situation was being handled and extended his support. However, Nemeth feared he was being silently fired, as his pay-per-appearance deal remained in limbo. On August 12, 2023, Nemeth was booked for an AEW show in Greensboro, but claims he was asked to leave upon arrival, allegedly at Punk's insistence. AEW's Pat Buck initially cited travel confusion as the reason, but later confirmed Punk's involvement. Nemeth says he possesses an audio recording of the interactions that day. When Nemeth returned to AEW on August 16th, he was reportedly instructed to verbally antagonize Punk during a live promo. He raised concerns with legal and HR, but claims no action was taken. By this point, Mega Perek had left AEW Legal, leaving him to work with Chris Peck and Margaret Stalvey, whom he accuses of stonewalling his complaints. Following Punk's altercation with Jack Perry at All Out 2023, Nemeth says he participated in an external investigation, but felt AEW was more focused on Punk's status within the company than addressing his grievances. He also alleges his creative pitches through Sanjay Dutt were ignored, and by November 18, 2023, he wrestled his final AEW match. Nemeth believes AEW management scapegoated him for the fallout with Punk, who had been fired shortly before Nemeth's last appearance. Nemeth further alleges AEW Legal offered him a settlement equivalent to 3 years' salary on the condition he'd sign an NDA. However, when he sought to involve his legal team, the offer was withdrawn. He also claims Peck warned him of potential legal consequences if he escalated the matter to arbitration and threatened action over his formal complaint and timeline submission. The ordeal took a toll on Nemeth, who sought help from mental health professionals. Despite reports of Tony Khan considering Nemeth's return, he states he has no desire to go back. Instead, Nemeth hopes his case inspires meaningful reforms within AEW, advocating for a safer working environment for its roster. The roster deserves a safe environment, he stated. If true, Nemeth's allegations raise serious concerns about AEW's handling of internal disputes, its workplace culture, and the role of high-profile individuals like CM Punk. What are your thoughts on Ryan Nemeth's claims and AEW's response? Share your perspective in the comments below. In June, Becky Lynch's contract with WWE expired and her final match was a steel cage loss to Liv Morgan, but fans have been eager to see the man come around once again. According to PW Nexus, that return is in the works, as Lynch is reportedly planning her next creative steps in WWE, which could include a move away from her The Man persona. Lynch has reportedly been wanting to evolve beyond the character for some time now, and her return to WWE is also expected sooner than later. Lynch hinted at her WWE return last month when she told those at the Vulture Festival that her final appearance in wrestling would not be Dominic slamming a cage door in her face. Not only that, but Lynch was spotted representing WWE at the Netflix media event this week, which comes after PW Insider reported that Lynch is likely to return on Raw's debut on Netflix. With that show just over 1 month away, this suggests that a new deal between Lynch and WWE is either nearly finalized or that the two sides have already inked a contract. Fans have been eager to see Lynch's return for months, and it's seemingly only a matter of time until she's back, likely with a new character that the Irish star herself has crafted. Do you think Becky Lynch will be able to breathe new life into her character and career upon her return? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. It wasn't too long ago that Eric and Ivar returned to our screens, now rebranded as the War Raiders, but that's not the only major change for the duo. PW Insider reports that WWE has internally listed the War Raiders as babyfaces, signaling a fresh start for the pair of powerhouses. The return of the Raiders has been well received so far, with fans appreciating that some of the goofier Viking-themed aspects of the group have been left in the past. The Raiders have already received an impressive push since returning, including winning a tournament, but failed to dethrone the Judgment Day for the World Tag Team titles. But what do you make of the return of the War Raiders so far? What do you hope's next in the tag team's future? Share your ideas down in the comments section. On this week's Raw, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods betrayed Big E, and PW Insider reports that the New Day have now been classified as heels on WWE's internal roster. That shouldn't come as a surprise given what we saw, which was the culmination of a lot of storytelling, something Triple H's creative team have put greater emphasis on. WWE has certainly made fans care about their characters one way or another, and fans shouldn't have any struggle booing Woods and Kingston after what they had to say. WrestleVotes adds that the drama fans saw on Monday could set the stage for Big E's comeback, as the stage is set for Big E to want to get payback on his ex-friends. There's no new information suggesting that Big E won't wrestle again, and WrestleVotes argued that this means there's a possibility he can be back in the ring sooner rather than later. Do you think Big E will find new allies, or will he stand alone against his former brothers? Please share your thoughts and feedback on a potential match in the comments section below. Over to Dynamite, which opened with a hype video advertising the show's matches, the first of which being Shelton Benjamin versus Kyle Fletcher in the Continental Classics Blue League. As per tournament rules, nobody was allowed at ringside, though Don Callis joined commentary for the match, which saw Benjamin knock Fletcher to the mat to establish dominance. Fletcher took a breather after eating a clothesline, and while it seemed Benjamin's experience was too much, Fletcher made things more even during a break. After commercials, the pair traded punches in the ring in a great story of a young talent trying his best against a decorated veteran who's worked in just about every big company. During the match, Benjamin taunted Fletcher by resting on the top ropes in a possible nod to Eddie Guerrero, and also delivered multiple German suplexes. This may have been a nod to Benjamin's old Minnesota Wrecking Crew ally Brock Lesnar, and the Gold Standard showed various styles of offense in order to maintain control. The crowd were firmly behind Benjamin, with everything he did earning a pop, and it's wild that Shelton is just a few months off, being twice Fletcher's age, but matched his younger opponent. Both men looked great, but it was Benjamin who shined, and ultimately Fletcher cheated by using the ropes during a pin, earning the 3 points, while Shelton won the crowd's hearts. The finish protects Benjamin in a small way, so it won't hurt him to take this loss to a guy who has been on fire in recent weeks. Hook was on Dynamite, where he said he wants to face Christian Cage in the Hammerstein Ballroom later this month to get payback on behalf of his father Taz. Hook called out Nick Wayne to face him on this week's show, but was met with Christian, who was accompanied by Shayna Wayne, which allowed Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian to jump him from behind. Hook tried to fight back, but the numbers were too much, and with the former FTW champion firmly down and out, Christian delivered a concerto to Hook's hand. It remains to be seen how Hook will retaliate against the patriarchy moving forward, as this attack may be a sign of things to come at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York. Backstage, MVP ripped into Shelton Benjamin for losing, and Shelton attacked a random worker backstage, and MVP and Lashley joined in to leave 4 people battered. In the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, Evil Uno was the first man eliminated by Mark Davis, while Top Flight were thrown out by their own allies Leo Rush and Action Andretti. Lance Archer and Brian Cage were responsible for several eliminations, with the match coming down to those two, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Cole and Kyle won and will face each other next week at Winter is Coming, with the victor earning a shot at the Dynamite Diamond Ring and MJF down the line. This was a standard battle royal with nothing too spectacular or ridiculous, and the crowd were into the match, which achieved what it needed to do, as the most logical people won. Max Caster spoke with Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn backstage, both of whom tried to talk him out of the match with Swerve Strickland. Caster refused, intent on proving his claim of being the best wrestler alive, and Max performed his usual rap bars in which he wondered how Swerve lost the AEW World title to a crippled guy. This was a dig at Bryan Danielson, who's been dealing with several injuries over the past year, and when Max finished his rap, Swerve attacked him and rolled him into the ring. The pair then took the fight right back outside, and while Caster took control for a moment, a quick house call to the head turned things around, followed by 2 more. That scored Strickland the quick and easy win, and while there wasn't much here, everything done looked good, and Swerve hit a Swerve stomp before leaving at the crowd's urging. It's no secret that there's a lot of tribalism in wrestling, with some fans believing that supporting their preferred show means attacking another promotion at every turn. This week, Dustin Rhodes tweeted a suggestion to fans to just enjoy wrestling, and asked fans to stop the constant attacking and vitriol aimed towards AEW. Rhodes added that AEW has the most passionate wrestlers in the world, and we do this for you, before ending with the hashtag I am with AEW. Unfortunately for the Natural, his call for peace backfired spectacularly, with fans arguing that it's only fair to critique AEW and that shouldn't be seen as an attack. One fan added that Rhodes should maybe tell Tony Khan to start telling captivating stories, while some pointed out what they consider to be hypocrisy from Rhodes. Some argued that Tony Khan himself is a tribalist, with one Twitter user saying they could create a thread of video clips of AEW talent taking shots at WWE. Another recalled Khan calling WWE the Harvey Weinstein of wrestling, adding that the hypocrisy is palpable, that AEW now wants people to not be attacking others. Rhodes' intentions may have been good, but the response demonstrated the issues many have with AEW and how Tony Khan and others conduct themselves on and off screen. Do you think this response was justified? Has AEW's previous comments about WWE made this call for peace seem hypocritical? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Legal news now as the Ring Boy lawsuit brought against WWE, TKO, Vince, and Linda McMahon has been put on pause as Maryland's Supreme Court is weighing up a key law. The Child Victims Act allows victims of sexual abuse to file claims no matter how much time has passed, and we will continue to follow this case for further updates. In a video package, MJF mocked Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly before vowing to retain his Dynamite Diamond Ring before our next match between Pac and Jay White. Wheeler Yuta was the sole Death Rider who accompanied Pac through the crowd, and after White got the upper hand, Pac took his frustrations out on Yuta by shoving him. This was competitive and felt like a personal fight, and Pac and White looking like they wanted to hurt each other over being flashy made this a lot more fun. White bled from the mouth as Pac locked in the brutalizer, but Switchblade got to the ropes, and even the interference of Yuta didn't stop him hitting the Blade Runner for the pin. Yuta suffered the same fate before Marina Shafir showed up to play distraction, allowing for Jon Moxley to attack, which brought out Hangman Adam Page. Page looked poised to fight Moxley before Orange Cassidy came from nowhere to attack Mox with an extension cord and had been disguised for the segment as a camera operator. White, Page, and OC took out the Death Riders to end the segment, as the Death Riders were the ones left reeling on this night. Chris Jericho had a segment to plug his ROH appearance this week, as well as Final Battle, and shared that fans will find out his plans for Final Battle on the next ROH on Honor Club. Mariah May had a sit-down with Renee Paquette and spoke about giving a title shot to Mina Shirakawa, adding that Mina shaking her breasts will only get her so far. May added that she believes in Mina and they'll drink champagne after this matter is done, before declaring that women's wrestling is dead. Mina then walked in and handed May a champagne bottle, daring her to use it, as the tensions between the two were palpable in this segment. In our main event, Brody King faced Claudio Castagnoli in the Continental Classics Gold League, and the two fought for control for a long time before the Swiss Superman got in the first few shots. King put him down with a single blow, which commentary noted was a rarity, but Claudio fought back by focusing on King's injured right arm as we went into a break. Back from commercials, King was building ahead of steam, and this was a great display of two different types of power-based wrestlers. King is the Ford pickup to Castagnoli's Lamborghini, both powerful in their own way, but serve completely different purposes. Claudio got the win with the neutralizer, earning 3 points, and now the Swiss Superman is leading the Gold League with 6 points to his name. In the Continental Classic, Rampage will see Ricochet versus Commander in the Gold League, and the Beast Moros versus Daniel Garcia and Mark Briscoe versus Kazuchika Okada in the Blue League. Collision will see Commander versus Darby Allin in the Gold League, while the Blue League will see Mark Briscoe versus Daniel Garcia and Kazuchika Okada versus Kyle Fletcher. A Julia Hart video showed that the former TBS champion has been observing Jamie Hayter, and she said it's her turn to come back and show she's tougher than Hayter. The video ended with Hart telling Hayter to watch her back as the house always wins, and later in the night, Hayter cut a promo backstage saying Hart's mind games won't work on her. Hayter spoke about the International Women's Cup at Wrestle Dynasty before ending with saying she'll find Julia Hart, and the last thing she sees will be her. The Holiday Bash edition of Dynamite has gotten even bigger following Anna Jay's victory during this week's edition of the Wednesday show. Jay defeated Penelope Ford, marking her 8th singles win since September, and after the match, Jay was confronted by TBS champion Mercedes Moné. The confrontation turned intense as Moné said Jay hasn't done anything in this business, and Jay responded by KOing the TBS champion with a hard-hitting shot and stood tall in the ring. Shortly after, AEW confirmed that the pair will face off for the TBS Championship at December 18th's Holiday Bash, in the biggest opportunity Jay has seen since arriving in AEW. What's your thoughts on this title match? Will Anna Jay be the one to dethrone Mercedes Moné, or will the dominance of the CEO continue? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And we're ending with the most wanted man, Bandito, who is coming back to AEW, as during Dynamite a vignette teased his return with a notable Wild West flair. The promo set the tone for what'll be an exciting comeback for the former ROH World Champion, who has been out since June of last year with a wrist injury that needed 2 surgeries. These surgeries took place in July and December 2023, and Bandito's absence has been greatly felt, but these vignettes suggest he's ready to make an impact upon his return. Fans are eager for more on Bandito's return, and whether he'll target old rivals or set his sights on AEW Gold, but one thing we know is that the most wanted man alive won't back down.